Hey, it's time for another entry on Wikipedia's list of cognitive biases. This is one of my favorite Wikipedia pages. It goes over all the ways that our brains do things wrong. Today we're talking about cryptomnesia. You know that thing that happens sometimes when you come up with a really good idea and you tell somebody about it and they tell you, I've also read that. And then you realize that you didn't have a new idea, you just remembered something and forgot that it was a memory? Or how comedians sometimes steal each other's jokes by accident because they heard them and then they thought of them later and assumed that they came up with them? Cryptomnesia is when you mistake a memory for an original thought. And there are a bunch of cases of very famous people doing it in the Wikipedia page. In one of the first described occasions, Carl Jung pointed out a passage in Thus Spake Zarathustra that was almost word for word identical to a passage in a book he'd read when he was like 15. There's another great example in the article where Steven Tyler heard a song on the radio and thought it was so good that he suggested his band cover it, in response to which their guitarist pointed out that it was one of their songs. I'm not sure whether that's actually an example of cryptomnesia, but it is funny. I can't really tell you what causes it, except to say that most of the causes section has one big citation needed under it. Suggestions of cryptomnesia are often met with skepticism because they're often the counter-argument for an accusation of plagiarism, but it's definitely happened to me a bunch of times. I have a bunch of story ideas in my head that I don't actually want to write because I'm not sure whether I came up with them or read that story when I was a teenager. Follow for more cognitive bias and other weird brain stuff.